Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever. This is going to be the ride-along episode. We're going to do the entire Chicago to Philadelphia to Chicago route. And what I've also done off camera is replace these locomotives. So you're going to see this one being replaced in a few seconds. Instead of that, with one of the generals. Now we're going to do this at double time speed because I think it's going to be too long otherwise, and if it does get even longer, there you go, that's what it's going to be. And if it does get even longer, what we're going to do is we'll probably switch it over to triple time speed. What was that actually? Yeah, that's double time speed, good. So let's start off. We're heading out of Philadelphia, and as you can see there are the two rails, the rails that aren't in use. So they've got the buffers on them. The tunnel over there goes over to Washington, and you can see that bridge on the side which goes over to the depot. So lots and lots there. We're going to be running on this side for most of it. We're not going to be using the other tracks. In fact, for all of it, we're going to be running on this particular line all the way up to Chicago. We're not going to be using those other tracks. And further up, I think it just becomes 2 lines anyway. We won't have all 4 lines. So here we go. We're going into the mountain range that separates Buffalo and the sort of Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, Pennsylvania and all of that from Philadelphia, New York. Well, Pennsylvania's over there, isn't it? But you know, it just separates the East Coast from more of the mid-western states or something like that. So up we go. We've got a clear signal up ahead. So we're going to go right through that. We're going to go into the first tunnel that we have. Now we've got a nice 28 miles per hour here. It's kind of still slow, but you know, we've kept this as best as we can. Now we're still getting some lag. Now we should be getting lag at this point in time, but I guess it's the terrain, and I hope performance does fix that. There's another train coming through, and we're up on the first bridge. So this bridge, as you can see, goes over the freight lines. You can see the freight lines right below us. So that's really, really cool. Still a nice 28 miles per hour. We're not slowed down yet. These new trains carry 14 more passengers than the old trains because it's got an extra carriage with it. It does have 177 bhp. Now we are slowing down here, so that bit is a bit of a tough one. Just that little bit of an uphill, we did slow down. And it looks like we've got another one coming up there as we try and wind our way through the mountain without actually taking out too much of the mountainside. So we might slow down here as well. But yeah, 177 bhp as opposed to the Baldwin 6-wheeler, which had a well, I'd say measly, but not really measly, 98 bhp or something like that, or 98 HP. There comes another train. That one is actually, well, it was just waiting, but now it's been cleared. But how cool is this? How cool does that look? And now we're going to go into the double tunnel. So we're going to go through one mountain, crash into that boulder, why don't we? Out of this and straight into another one. So you can just see that next mountain right over us. I think that looks pretty cool. And then we'll be in Pittsburgh in next to no time. So down this hill through that last tunnel, and then we're in Pittsburgh. Of course, we still have some other tunnels to go through, namely out of Cincinnati. There's a tunnel. In fact, I think that's the last major tunnel we'll be going through, is the one through Cincinnati. I don't think there's any other tunnels that we need to worry about on this particular route. But still, I think it managed to hold a decent amount. It did slow down a bit to 23 miles per hour as we were just trying to get some height up on that hill. There's another train. Oh. Right, and it looks like there was a few passengers waiting here. Not so many. What I would like is if in the corner we've got our down here, we've got our route, we've got where we are, we've got our speed. What would be nice is down here if we could have the number of passengers currently on board or something, or the freight currently on board. That would be really, really cool. Right, so now we're heading for Columbus. We've got this nice bridge here that we built a couple of episodes ago, and we've got that road over there that probably will end up quite populated, give it 20 years or so. Oh dear. Have I got autosave on or something that is giving us this lag? It shouldn't be giving us this sort of lag, but you know, this is the natural problem. Now you can see we're on an embankment essentially on one side. What we've done is we're up on the hill, and we've stayed up on the hill and let the hill slope off over to the right of us. But we are going to end up going on a bridge as the hill slopes off to the left as well. So there you go. Oh, we do have another tunnel. I forgot about this tunnel. Yeah, the tunnel before Columbus. I did forget about that one. So we're going to pop into another tunnel, then out of Columbus we're going to be on some flat ground, and then we're going to pop into another tunnel. And we've got loads of bridges as well to navigate around this area, which is kind of cool. There's another train. I wonder why it did that. I've never seen a train ever blow its whistle except when we change track or anything, or leave a station. That's interesting, because I know that trains in real life, as they go through level crossings and stuff like that, they do need to. They are supposed to do this. Of course, we've got a nice sweeping entrance into Columbus. You can see Columbus over on the left-hand side, or just some of the chimneys. But we're going to sweep through this little hill, and we're going to go around, trying not to damage the landscape so much. So you can see we've just managed to keep the landscape fairly intact. There's another one. That looks really, really cool. And we are in Columbus. How cool is that? That's pretty. I've got to say, I really like this entrance going across the level crossing here, and it looks like Columbus is fairly busy. I see what, 70, 80, 90, I see around 100 passengers, more than 100 passengers waiting here on the platform to go westbound. Cincinnati next. So we do have a tunnel to go into here as well. So we're going to go across. We've got a level crossing and a bridge, a fairly high bridge actually. And then you can just see the tunnel up ahead, and you can actually see Cincinnati up ahead as well. Which shows that even though I tried to make the scale of this map pretty big, things are still fairly close together on this map. Which means that for Season 3, or Series 3, I might be using an experimental map. And I'll make it pretty large. I just hope that there's better performance. There comes another train. As you can see, these lines are going to be very, very busy. I think we're going to have, what? 8 trains. I think we've already got 10 trains on this. Actually, 10 trains, that may be as busy as it gets. So now we're going to dip into a tunnel as we go underneath the town of Cincinnati, and the station is one of those sunken stations that we tried in Cleveland but didn't really manage, because it's far more difficult in Cleveland than it is here. But there we go. Right, we're now in the sunken station in Cincinnati. How fancy is that? So you can see the town actually above us. So you've got a bridge. You can see the houses, but of course it does dip down, and it looks like another busy station. You can actually see that road there. Look at that road right there. Imagine houses all along that. That would be pretty cool, and houses down here. That would be fairly cool. And of course, if you guys remember, initially the idea was to have the station up on that hill, but we just couldn't manage to work it out. Getting the station on that hill was going to be a little bit too much of an issue, so we decided to have the station sunken instead. And of course, this is the thing that you've got to do when you're looking at hills and a hilly map. You've got to consider these and try and work it out and say, oh well, where's this going to go? Where's that going to go? You know, you can't just stick stations like you would on flat ground just everywhere. You have to really think about it. You've got to think about the approach into the station as well. Next stop, Indianapolis, which again you can see right there. It's very, very close. So you can see the chimneys all over there. In fact, you can see the houses right in front of us. Still, I love the amount of trees, the amount of shrubbery that's here. That's one of the mods, F2KX's, is it vegetation increase mod? Yeah, vegetation increase mod. Absolutely fantastic. One of the most recommended mods that I could say. It's really, really brilliant. It's not that difficult. It doesn't add new assets or anything. What it does though, it adds this lovely immersion of actually going through forests, actually, you know, traveling through a country as opposed to just plain grassland. You're actually traveling through a country. Indianapolis. Next stop, Chicago. The next stop on this route is Chicago. A light there for Milwaukee, Madison, and what else do we do? What else do we have in Chicago? And Wrigley Field. Yeah, why not? Is it Wrigley Field or Wiggly Field? I think it's Wrigley Field. Chicago Cubs. I've not really followed baseball or anything. I understand the concept of baseball. We used to play it here. A playground game called Rounders, actually. That's I think that's where baseball comes from. There's this game that we play in our playgrounds called Rounders, and it used to be quite enjoyable. You know, you used to have the bases and everything. I think we never used to have 4 though. It never used to be first base, second base, third base, and fourth base, which was home run or home base. I think that's what we call it. We used to have 5 bases. I think it used to be in a pentagon shape. Yeah, so we used to actually have the 4 bases and then the home base. But similar kind of rules, similar kind of setup. You know, can't hit behind you. Got to hit in this. You have a Rounders bats are a lot shorter as well. Actually, a lot shorter, a bit more stockier as well. But they look very much like a baseball bat, and the idea is still the same. You know, you hit it, you get caught out. You've got the boundaries, that kind of stuff. When you hit it, you go to a base. Next person getting around. If you hit it far enough, you've got like a home run. The rules are very, very similar. Of course, baseball then enhanced those rules, added more to it, made it a national sport. The only thing I don't like about baseball is that they call it the World Series when America is the only country who plays it. Who plays that thing. There's no other team. There's no teams from around the world. Maybe Canada, I don't know. But, you know, it's just America that plays it. Oh, look, that train stopped for us. That is a perfect way to end this ride along. And look at the amount of buildings on this side. This is incredible. As we go into Chicago. There we go. That was a nice little ride along, I think. This house has ruined the station for us. How awesome was that? And it had full 56. Beautiful. But yeah, like I said, that's the only thing I don't really like about it. They call it the World Series. It's not the World Series. Call it the American Series. Call it something else. It's not really the World Series. It's the World Cup when you're playing football. And you know, it's because it is the World Cup. Everyone's playing it. United States, England, Brazil, France, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, Italy, whoever, you know, everyone's playing it. But World Series is not. But apart from that, you know, I like the concept of baseball. I think it's fairly cool. Why am I talking about baseball? You know what? We should really put a baseball field over here, right here. Is it Goose Island or whatever? Let's have a look. Do we have a sports stadium? A baseball field? I doubt it. Silo, pipes. Oh, those pipes in that we could use. Warehouse, tanks, steel, machines, no. Benches and lamps, no. Rocks, no. No, I suppose we don't. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, we've got all these signs as well that we need to put on. And here's some of the assets. Right, okay. Aha. So that's how you make the factories and all that kind of stuff. So they're all in here. Oh, right. Fantastic. I was wondering where these were. So these literally, you just stick them. Actually, just stick them on the track. So, you know what? To end this episode, let's go over to Philadelphia, where we have our main depot. Let's actually fill some of this stuff up. Where's the... I don't have the fake locomotives, do I? No, what's this? Interesting. Interesting. Whistle sign. You know what? These are all going to have to be put on at some point. Siding sign. Look at this. Dead end sign. Crossing sign. You know what we're going to do in the next episode? We're going to start putting some of these. Speed sign. You can even put these. 80. The problem is distant. Oh, this is so cool. I wish there was more than just this though. But still, we'll use just doubles, and that is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. And we've got the approach signs, tunnel sign. You know what we're going to do? That's what we're going to be doing in the next episode. But for now, let's just go ahead and add some of our trackside objects, these things, in here. Because I think they would look really, really cool. Of course, these would be literally sitting on their own sidings, of course, as well. Oops. I don't like. Actually, get rid of those ones. Try again. Oh, what did I... Ah, it's that one. Okay, well, we're learning things here. And where's the oil one? And the oil one's going to have to be quite a big one, right? We're going to get a lot of oil out from here, so we're going to really make that quite a long. And yeah, because it's got a long siding as well, so we could literally do this for it. There we go. That's looking good. And because, again, like I said, because the oil is a big one, we will create more for it. It's a shame we can't give different colours on it. It's a shame we can't do it on the Switch. That's a shame. That's okay though, because we could just hook it up like this. That's fine. So now it's starting to look a little bit more like a siding or a depot. You know, we've actually got stuff here. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's where's our double bridge? There it is. What I'm going to do, I want to take a picture with a train going across it, but I don't know where the best picture opportunity is going to be for all this. Maybe this, actually. I think that may be a good picture opportunity. It's just because it's just showing the train as opposed to anything else, and it's a new train. So let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. We'll take the freight one. We'll take that when we've actually got freight running. So this one here, when we've actually got freight running up and down these lines, we will actually, we'll then take it. How am I supposed to get freight there anyway, from the depot? I don't know. That's another issue. How am I going to get the trains onto that? Another issue for another day though. Let's have a quick look at what we've got. No, that's not what I wanted. This is what I want to have a look at. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 lines. I don't know why I counted that. It's clear it's 4. The oldest line is the Chicago St. Louis line. And the newest line is the Chicago... No, that must be the age of the train, really. I think that's the average age of the train. Yeah, I think so. Because that was the first line we ever made. 10 vehicles, 560 passengers across the whole line waiting. And we've managed to get 344 of them currently on the trains. Let's fast forward that a bit and watch how that runs. Yeah, see, 356 out of 560. 360, 361. That 560 is not changing though. Oh, that's okay. Okay, I understand. That's the total number of passengers we can carry, and that's how many passengers we've currently got on our trains. That's not bad. This is full, 84 of 84. This is 44 of 84, so that's not... Oh no, wait, there we go, 76. So, okay, there is some 63, that's not bad. That's not bad as well. This, I think, is going to improve quite a lot. Let's have a look at our trains. So that just breaks it down even further. That's fine, we don't need to worry about that. All our stations, that tells us, there we go, that tells us how many passengers are waiting at each station. Like that, there we go. So Indianapolis has 176 passengers waiting. Cincinnati thing, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. The depots, it doesn't show anything incoming or outgoing. The towns, population. Naperville, Chicago are top, which is basically Chicago. Chicago is top. Indianapolis follows behind that, and then you've got Toronto with those two, which isn't bad. I mean, considering we've not done anything in Toronto. Now, how's Detroit and Toledo down this? Detroit's there and Toledo's there, so they need to build up somehow. That's built up massively. This is naturally built up an incredible amount. Oh look, and they're starting to do that. That's cool. So obviously this area is going to build up because we're going to delete some of these lines. But at the same time, we're going to have to destroy this area, which is going to be sad. That's going to be sad. Because it's just going to knock things out a little bit. But cool, cool. And industries, here we go. Of course, none of our industries are actually in use at the moment, but you know, we've got a few. We have got a few. So that's really cool. Okay, well that brings us to the end of this episode. Next time out, let's slow this down actually. Look at that. Let's call this the Columbus Curve. That's the Columbus Curve. We'll have to name all these. Next episode, probably going to be doing some detailing on the tracks. As we saw, we've got so many trackside objects we can put on. We'll probably do some detailing on the tracks, unless I come up with something else, or unless you guys have in the comments put something else about maybe Cleveland or Detroit and Toledo or stuff like that in the past couple of episodes, in which case I'll probably be doing that as opposed to any of the other stuff. I really want to get the Hamilton-Toronto stuff done and connect it up. We've got how many? St. Louis is really built up nicely, hasn't it? These towns are really building up nicely. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got 11 cities sorted out. 12, 13. We've got 13 cities sorted out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That I don't think is going to need it. So 6. That may not need it. 7, 8, 9. We've got another 10 to sort out and get some lines going on. But some of those are going to be incredibly difficult. And then, of course, we've got a whole bunch of freight to go. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let's give you a nice, where should we go? Yeah. Let's end the episode by looking in over here. Yeah, leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think and any ideas you have and all that kind of stuff, because that's really important. That's how I'm going to move forward with the series. If you're on Twitch, same thing, thumbs up, follow, and please do leave comments, because that's, you know, like I said, that's quite important. Last but not least, do support me on Patreon. Link to that is in the description box below. Your support would be massively appreciated. It'll allow me to create better videos, more videos, all that kind of stuff, even longer videos. At the moment, you know, they're 20-25 minutes. I'll be able to then make videos that are 40 minutes long, 3 times a week, double the content, more progress, more series, more episodes, all that kind of stuff, you know. But I do need your support on Patreon, and please do check that out. Link to that is in the description box below, like I said. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.